Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back with another video. This time is for Gara's build, basically that I've made to be kind of a crowd control build. Um, that's really the main thing that it does. Um, but she has a lot of utility. I mean, she has shield that does damage as well as protects her a bit. Um, which is her number two. She has like a piercing shard that also shatters her number four. And then she makes like this reflecting mirror thing around her enemies, and as they shoot, they'll actually do damage to themselves. So it's like a ricochet thing. It's pretty cool. And then when it explodes, it also does damage. So with that being said, I'm just gonna kind of read the abilities a little bit and explain everything to you. So, a chance to create a radial blind lasting 10 seconds when exposed to bright light. This is her passive. Gara's passive is actually really OP because it hits all the time. The chance is really high, and it's it's really good. So the passive is awesome. That's your main crowd control really because it's going to be going off all the time. Next is Shattered Lash. Lash out with stream of shattered glass or hold for an arcing strike. This is just a bit of damage. It's not it's not a ton of damage, but it's not bad. And you're not gonna want to spam it because you'll just blow through your energy. But it's still pretty good. It's mostly used to shatter mass vitrify. Um, if you're gonna try to do some extra damage, I guess. Next is Splinter Storm. Gara's armor splinters into a maelstrom of shattered glass. Allies who contact the cloud are fortified against damage. So this actually is utility for both you and your allies. So it has a damage reduction of 90%. This is because of the mods we're using. A damage multiplier of 2.12 times, again, because of the mods we're using. The stats that we have play a huge role in all of this, of course. So this is a very good ability, and you're going to want to keep it up as much as possible, I would say, especially for your allies. Next is Spectro Rage. Trap enemies in a carousel of mirrors, forcing them to attack visions of their true selves. Destroyed mirrors damage their attackers, as does the collapse of the carousel. So they hurt themselves. It's literally a wall of mirrors that keeps them in one spot as they essentially shoot themselves. Now, not every bullet is ricocheting and hitting them or anything, but it is going to do damage whenever one of the mirrors is destroyed. And it seems, in my experience, they just keep attacking the mirrors even when one gets destroyed. Um, so it's a pretty good ability and it's great CC. So next is Mass Vitrify. This is a defensive thing as well as an offensive thing. It's actually pretty interesting. So create an expanding ring of molten glass that slowly crystallizes enemies who enter. When the expansion is complete, the ring hardens to block weapons fire. The ring draws extra strength from the health and shields of crystallized enemies. Use Shattered Lash to smash the ring and send razor sharp glass flying outward. So you're going to want to get some enemies trapped inside to get the extra strength from their health and shields. Um, if you do that, it's going to make the glass wall really strong, so hard for enemies to break through. If you don't get any enemies trapped in it, it's not going to be nearly as strong. So you're gonna want to try to get some trapped in it. And then it also does damage. When you use your Shattered Lash, it explodes and it'll hit everything on the outside of the ring for a decent amount of damage. Now the damage isn't, amazing, but it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. So if you use it for that, don't expect to be just blowing through high level enemies, but you'll at least do pretty good damage to low to mid level enemies. So this is Primarily, I would say this is for defense missions, but it can be used in a lot of missions. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the build. So this build is a 5-forma build. Right now I use Physique. If you wanted to do one more forma, I would go ahead and put in Energy Siphon instead of Physique, unless you feel like you're struggling to stay alive, which you really shouldn't. So it's up to you though. You could also use Rejuvenation just for a little bit of extra support. Depends on how much you want to be support frame. So Rejuvenation is pretty good. Team health regenerates at the 0 rank, because I haven't ranked up at all. It's plus 0.5 heal rate a second. So that's pretty good. And then Energy Siphon, Warframe energy regenerates plus 0.6 energy rate. So the main reason we would want Energy Siphon is because we do go through energy quite a bit. So it doesn't hurt to be getting constant energy. However, you can get away with not running this. Physique, maximum health increase plus 90% health. So take what you want. I personally don't think Physique is super worth it, unless maybe if you're running a Umbral Vitality, then sure. Which is another option. You could sacrifice some strength for Umbral Vitality. So it doesn't sacrifice a lot of strength because you do still get another 10% from Umbral Intensify, but it does sacrifice about 14% strength, which isn't a lot, but it's up to you. You can use either Umbral Vitality or Augur Secrets. For higher level though, I think I would suggest Umbral Vitality. So if you're using Physique and Umbral Vitality, I believe Physique is more effective if you have more health, because it is a percentage base to maximum health. So you're getting plus 90% health, which means you're going up to 889 with Umbral Vitality. And then, yeah, it just adds 500%. If we were to take off Physique, it won't let me. So let's go here, take off Physique. So actually 90% health is not that great. It literally gives you 90 health. So Physique, if you can avoid running it, I would probably run Rejuvenation over Physique or Energy Siphon. So I would also run Umbral Vitality. It is a good mod. But anyways, back to the top here. Going to the Exilis slot, Power Drift, plus 15% ability strength. This is the main reason we're running it, but the plus 30% chance to resist knockdown is actually really good too. And then we go to Transient Fortitude, plus 50% ability strength, minus 25% ability duration. Now, duration is our second most important stat. However, strength is our absolute most important, because strength affects everything. So it affects the damage reduction of your Splinter Storm. It affects the health of your wall without trapping enemies in it. Might even affect it with the enemies trapped, so it might be even more from them. I'm not 100% sure. It affects the damage of the Spectral Rage, and it affects the damage of the Shattered Lash. So strength is just too important because it affects everything. Everything you do, it affects by a lot. So, but then next is duration. We just don't want our stuff to be draining super quick. So like Spectral Rage lasts longer with duration. Mass Vitrify, its drain per second is less. So those are very important. So duration makes sense. Next is Streamline, plus 30% ability efficiency. And we take this because we don't want to completely nuke our efficiency. Keeping it at least 80% is a good good idea. If you can figure out how to get it to 100% without sacrificing too much strength or too much duration, you could do that. Because right now our drain from using the abilities is pretty high. So you're you're going to be using a lot of energy. So kind of decide what you would want to use instead of streamline, or maybe instead of something else, just to give yourself more efficiency without nuking strength or duration. I'm not really too sure. I could do a quick look up here. So efficiency, maybe I shouldn't be an aura. So we can't really even use fleeting expertise because that'll bring our duration down too much. It's honestly, I don't think you're going to be able to bring your efficiency up too much. You might be able to get to 100%. If you guys think of a way, just let me know, because I'm curious, because I kind of don't like being at 80% efficiency. It feels like something's wrong. But with this build, it doesn't hurt too bad. You go through energy a lot, but you get energy back a lot too. So next is Blind Rage, plus 90% ability strength, minus 50% ability efficiency. So like I said, this is a strength build. And this is part of why our efficiency is lower, because of Blind Rage. It brings it down. So it kind of sucks, but the strength is what we really need. And then next is Umbral Vitality. This is a survival thing. You're going to want to use this in higher levels, and then in lower levels, where you're not really struggling to survive a lot, you could actually use, where is it? Okay, well, it's not showing, so that's cool. But it's Augur Strength. So let me type it in here. Okay, it's really not showing, and I don't know why. That's awesome. So yeah, Augur Strength is the other one that you could use instead. It is a really good mod, actually, that I don't think is utilized as much as it should be. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Augur Secrets is plus 24% ability strength. I mean, it's not as much as other things, like even Base Intensify is better, but it works with Augur Message to give you that extra percentage energy spent on abilities being converted to shields. So it adds a bit of survival as well as some strength. So for lower levels, I'd say Augur Secrets over Umbral Vitality. But at higher levels, I do think you'll need Umbral Vitality. Next is Prime Continuity, plus 55% ability duration. Again, duration is our second most important stat, so keep that in mind. And then we go with Flow. If you have Prime Flow, go ahead and try to fit it kind of however you have to. If you have to change out Vitality, put in Secrets just to fit a Prime Flow, do that. Just do that, because you have good survivability already. You can get rid of Vitality for Secrets and take Prime Flow if you absolutely need to. I'm not sure if you would need to be honest, though. So let me know if you find out you do. But I don't have Prime Flow, so I can't really test it. And then next is Augur Message, plus 24% ability duration. So again, duration, second most important stat. We did have to do this partially because we got rid of 25% ability duration on our Transient Fortitude. So we did lose some duration with that, and we made up for it with Message and Continuity. And then last is Umbral Intensify, plus 50% ability strength, with Umbral Vitality being plus 500% health. If I take out one of those, I do lose some stats. So if I take out Intensify, I go down to 40% health on Vitality. Take out Vitality, I go down to 40% ability strength. They do buff each other. Mine are both only at rank 9, so at rank 10 they will be better. If you can fit everything you know, at rank 10, go for it. But I do think you'll have to switch out Vitality and put in the secrets to be able to fit everything to max rank. So that'd be blind rage at max rank, transient fortitude at max rank, um, a prime flow, and an umbral intensify at max rank. You will have to do secrets. This, as you can see, basically every slot is filled. So all the polarities are here. Like every single slot other than these two have the polarities. So you'll have to take Augur Secrets to max everything. But until then, if you don't have everything max, just take Vitality, keep yourself alive, and honestly, just have a good time. And then next is the Arcanes. I don't have a lot of Arcanes. So what I can suggest is if you're hurting on survival, take Arcane Grace and Arcane Guardian. Arcane Grace at rank 5 is 9% chance for plus 6% health regen a second for 9 seconds. It's a solid arcane, nothing wrong with it. Arcane Guardian, 15% chance for plus 900 armor for 20 seconds. Again, you're only taking this really if you need the survival. If you don't, take something for a weapon you like. So if you like primary weapons, take something for that. If you like secondary weapons, take like Arcane Precision. If you like, or Arcane Velocity, that works too for secondary. If you like melee weapons, take Arcane Strike. And I would replace probably Arcane Grace over Arcane Guardian, but that's a preference thing. Really, both of them are very good. So take what you like based on, you know, what you have and everything, and go from there. So, you know, if you guys find one that works really good, you know, go for it. The big thing with Gara is she is a crowd control warframe that is, you know, somewhat defensive too. So you're going to want some decent weapons to make up for her damage. She does decent damage, but not amazing damage. So just to kind of show it off, let's go ahead and bring out... let's bring out some heavy gunners. Max. Oh, let's not cancel. So we'll bring out some corrupted heavy gunners, and we're actually going to not pause them. And we're going to simulate it. So they're going to be attacking us. Let's just go ahead and get these ones over here. Get them in the wall. Okay, so our wall goes really far, which is cool. But now see, these guys are all frozen because they got hit with the glass wall. And we have our shield on, it's doing damage to them. And then these guys are all going to be hitting the walls. So the wall is not going to go down easy, even with higher level enemies. These are 130s. So if this proves anything, you know, they're not destroying the wall super easy. Plus our blinding light, which is our passive, is hitting them constantly. So we're just keeping them crowd controlled constantly. And then these ones came up, so we'll just go ahead and beat the hell out of them. So these are no longer crowd controlled, but they're getting crowd controlled with your blinding light. So you're just you just made the wall really good, kept them crowd controlled for a bit, and all the rest of these are still trying to break through the wall. So this wall is super strong right now because we trapped some inside. I mean, they still are shooting it and have not broken through. And there we go, they're blinded again. Put another mirror up, and now they'll start shooting the mirror, and that will start to explode. They did destroy the mirror very quick. The mirror's not as good against higher level enemies, but you know, that would probably, if you're going to replace anything for a like a helmet thing, I would probably replace the mirrors. They're not very good. As you saw there, we shattered the wall. It did not do much damage. So, you know, you're gonna want a good weapon, whether it's melee, secondary, primary, or all three. You're gonna want a good weapon because Gara's abilities don't do a ton of damage. They do okay damage. but they're better against lower level enemies, against hordes of lower level enemies. Whereas, her defenses and crowd control are great for high levels. So I'd say in the early game she's great for damage. I could consider her a damage frame. In the late game, she is going to be for crowd control and utility. So with that being said, Gara is very fun. But if you just want to be pure damage all the time, you're probably not going to want to be playing Gara at the end game, which I guess Warframe doesn't super have an end game. It's really just the same thing. So yeah, I don't know. Just kind of decide what you want to do. If you like doing crowd control and using utility, Gara's probably a welcome frame in most groups. She's good. She has great crowd control, great utility, and if you have a good weapon, she'll still do really good damage. But her abilities will not do great damage late game. So, with that being said, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.